Hello, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about my fitness journey with Chloe Ting, and most specifically talking about the 25-day hourglass challenge, which I just completed. I'm going to be talking about my experience doing these workout programs, why I rescheduled and changed some of the exercises, how to get through the courses, how to get the most out of the workouts, my results, if I think it's worth doing depending on your fitness goals. I'm also going to be sharing lots of photos and pictures of my progress, so hopefully this will be quite informational and motivational maybe. So back in May of last year, I did my first Chloe Ting workout program, which was the 5-week booty challenge. It was the first time in my life that I've ever stuck to a workout routine consistently and finished it. It was also the first time in my life that I'd actually seen results in my body, that I'd seen my body change. So the results are pretty subtle. There wasn't a big change to the size of my butt, but you can see that it is lifted, it's perkier, it looks more toned. My thigh muscle was protruding slightly more at the front. My legs just looked more muscular and more toned, and my whole lower body felt stronger, and I could start to see my abs starting to come through as well. But then I took 3 months of no exercising whatsoever, and I pretty much lost everything that I built, and my butt and my legs pretty much returned to how they were before. So then I joined a gym again, then it closed, then I stuck to some home workouts. I did a 2-week ab challenge from another YouTuber, which I will leave the video up here of my experience with that. For December and January, I was mainly working out my bum and my legs with home workouts. And I started to see my perky butt and my toned legs coming back again. But I had kind of been neglecting my abs for those last 2 months. So I decided to do the 25-day hourglass challenge because it not only targets bum and legs, but also abs. I hoped that I could kind of build the muscle in my bum a little bit more, because I'm trying to work on getting a perkier bum and a slightly bigger bum. I've always had a very small bum. There's no problem with whatever size your bum is, by the way. All bums are beautiful, but just a personal goal for me was just to see if my bum could grow. So I completed the challenge within 31 days. So obviously life happens, things come up, but I did complete every single exercise in the course in the rough time scale. So here's how I did it, how I got through it, and some general tips which should kind of apply to any kind of workout program. So first things first, I rescheduled the rest days because I know that I like to have my weekends off, my weekends free. There were 6 rest days throughout the whole 25 days, so I figured out that I could shift all of those rest days to the weekends and the course would still be 25 days. It just meant I was getting all the exercises done in the week. Next up, resistance bands. If you want to get the full potential out of this course, I highly recommend resistance bands. I will leave a link to where I got mine. I also increased my resistance week by week because I was looking to get stronger and build muscle. So because I was already kind of at an intermediate level, I started the course on my medium band. For week 2, I added ankle weights. They were quite light because they were all I had, but they did add a little bit of resistance. And for week 3 and 4, I alternated between the medium and the heavy band, and I often used the ankle weights for the ab exercises, which added a little bit more difficulty. By the way, please like the video if you're enjoying it so far. The course itself. This is how many videos there were in this course, and this is how many times each one was used in the course. This one I felt was kind of just randomly put in there, and this one I got really bored of. Each day had about 2 to 3 videos, together averaging from 25 to 40 minutes per day. And 40 minutes is personally my maximum that I like to do for a workout. There were a few days that she scheduled 4 videos in a day, which nearly reaches an hour straight. This I personally couldn't bear to put myself through in one sitting for reasons which will become clear throughout the video, so I just moved some around to make sure that I would never have 4 videos in one day. Which leads me to my next point. These courses will get incredibly boring. And that's not because Chloe is boring, she is great. It's just simply the fact that, like many free YouTube workout courses, it's the same music, the same routines, the same exercises, the same videos that you're watching day after day after day, and by nature it just gets really boring. It's really hard to find the motivation at times. Some days there is just no motivation whatsoever to get up and do it. Some days there was not like an iota of my body or my mind that wanted to work out that day, but I just had to somehow switch off my mind and force myself to do it. There was 1 or 2 days where I was having a particularly bad day where I was just like, nope, not doing it, don't care, just not doing it. Today I overslept. I feel really groggy, I've got a headache, and I have to do a 40-minute workout, and I do not want to do it today. I'm getting so bored of it, I'm going to be completely honest. But that didn't mean that I skipped them, it just meant that I added extra days onto the course, so the course took longer to complete. So some tips for getting through that. After about the first week, I started playing the videos on mute and putting on my own music, which helped a lot. You have to keep an eye on the video countdown so that you know what you're doing, because obviously you won't hear the beeps from the video, but having my own music made it so much more bearable and also a little bit more enjoyable. Get pumped with some dance music. Imagine myself in a festival somewhere with my toned legs and my toned perky butt dancing, and that's just a mental image that helped get me through. I also found that doing it somewhere towards the beginning of the day worked a lot better for me. It meant that I could just get it out of the way, then like have a shower, wash my hair, focus on other things, rather than thinking throughout the day, oh, I've still got to do my workout, like it's done. Like you get it done at the beginning. There were some days I left it till the evening, and I found that my motivation was so much weaker in the evening than it was in the morning. But again, everyone's different. Some people prefer to work out in the evenings, some people only can work out in the evenings, so it depends on your schedule, but obviously because we're in lockdown, like I pretty much got all day. Also, what I found really helped was creating some kind of chart that I could tick off every day. So the first time I did this, I drew up a little chart and made these boxes that I could tick off every day. For this time around, I have like a big wall calendar and I draw a little dumbbell, and I just love seeing my calendar full of these little dumbbells because I know that I'm spending my days working towards my goal. So having something that you can actually tick off gives you incentive to do it, because then you can look at that paper, and if you're not doing it, you can see that you're not doing it. Stretching. This is not something that's included. She does have like warm down routines. I don't really care for those. I just prefer to do my own stretches. This is mainly because I am actually working towards getting my splits, which is taking forever. I might make a video on that, to be honest. Oh my god, there's fruit flies. It's much better to stretch on warm muscles, so I found it better to stretch after a workout. Perfect time. Really good for your body, and it can help with soreness as well. Also, I've heard that when you exercise a certain muscle over a long period of time and you don't stretch it out, it can become really tight and lose flexibility. So it's really important to stretch and keep your muscles flexible. Another thing to know is it's hard. Oh, fuck, man. It's fucking hard. Oh, fuck. Some days are harder than other days. Some days you have loads of energy, some days you don't. I'm pretty fit and strong, and I've been doing this for a while, and even I had days where I couldn't finish the exercise, or I had to stop before the timer finished, or I had to take breaks because I was getting too tired. So don't feel bad if you struggle to get through the exercises. A lot of them are really hard. As long as you're doing something, you're making progress. Now, I did end up changing a few exercises because some of them just confused me. Sometimes Chloe seemed to find an exercise really easy that I personally really struggled with, and sometimes Chloe was really struggling with an exercise that I found really easy. So I guess it goes to show that everyone's bodies have different strengths and weaknesses. So don't be discouraged if certain exercises seem really hard, because same. Some of the most difficult exercises I found were the side plank crunch. This was probably the hardest one that Chloe Ting seemed to find super easy, like every time she did it. Even I've done this, I have pretty strong legs, right? And a pretty strong core and good balance, but this I just could not, like, I had to really concentrate to do this exercise. It really put a lot of strain on my leg and my foot that I was balancing on. I just don't get this one, but I'm getting pretty good at it. Fire hydrants. Any kind of fire hydrant is so difficult. Even for me now, they don't get easier. They haven't got any easier. It's still just as painful, and I can still only do the same amount. I can still only do about 15 on each leg before I have to stop. And a lot of people who do fitness and stuff always say fire hydrants are really difficult. So if you're finding them difficult, don't worry, it's really normal. They're hard. I also found the crossbody swipes pretty difficult. Plank jacks, hated these. The side leg circles with a band, I just couldn't seem to make my leg go in a circle. It kind of did like a triangle motion. Band walks are a thigh killer. Mountain climbers, I would get puffed out so fast. And the up and down plank. The up and down plank is an arm killer. I also found the abs video to be really, really hard, especially the first couple times I did it a few months ago. I did not feel anything in my abs. It was all arms. My arms were on fire, trembling by the end of this abs video, and I looked in the comments and everyone was saying the same thing. So I really don't know if she maybe planned that one out very well, because it was like all arms. I also really didn't like how in the most common video that I had to do, at the very end you had to get up and do side lunges after 10 minutes of doing floor workouts, and you only had 5 minutes to suddenly get up and start doing these side lunges. And every time I did it, I would get a head rush. I would feel nauseous and dizzy, because obviously being on the ground for 10 minutes doing like workouts and then getting upright, it's gonna make you really dizzy. So I would always just pause the video and get up really slowly, because I was just like, girl, what are you doing to me? So now here are a few exercises that I changed. I want to first say that Chloe is probably a lot more educated in fitness than I am. I just changed these exercises to suit me and to suit my fitness level. They might work for you too, or you might prefer the originals. Fire hydrant kicks. Hate these. The quick like snap of the leg, just I don't like. So I would just do normal fire hydrants instead, because it increases the time that my butt muscle was under tension doing just normal fire hydrants, which I prefer for like muscle building. The side lunges, I have kind of dodgy knees, so I would just do squats for these, which worked a lot better. Heel taps. I really hate heel taps. They're actually pretty easy. They're not that hard, but it's just the fact that your neck is under a lot of strain because your like neck is up. So I would just do crunches instead, which is the same exercise, but you're just holding your neck and supporting your neck. Glute bridges. I found these quite easy, and because I'd already been exercising a lot, I wanted to make this a bit more difficult. So I would put my feet up on like a level on my sofa, intensify it a little more, make it a bit more difficult. And then whenever she would do glute bridge abductions, I also found these to be a bit easy for me. So I would just do laying down abductions, which I kind of just made up on my own, but I later found out that it is a real exercise that people do, and it's very similar to the abduction chair at a gym. The single leg glute bridge, I found these to be quite easy, so I would just do it in a different form. You hold your leg out and it just makes it a little bit more difficult. Also for the plank jacks, I live in a flat and there are people below me, so I didn't want to like irritate them by like jumping up and down, so changed it so that I would just do one leg out, the other leg out, one leg out, the other leg out. So that's like a more gentle way to do plank jacks if you don't want to like actually jump. Also with the side leg circles, they are almost impossible to do with a heavy band, like so hard. I put a lot of strain on my knee, so I found that actually bending my leg and then doing the leg circles worked a lot better. And lastly, the side plank abduction. I find this exercise so weird. I don't quite understand the movement. Every time I do it, I'm just confused. I really don't understand why you have to move your hips up and down and lower your body up and down. It just feels like it's doing nothing. I found that just keeping my body still and just doing the leg abduction helped target that muscle much better, and just felt like more of a workout for my glute muscle rather than doing all this like moving my hips up. And I just don't to this day. I see a lot of people do this and I don't understand it. I don't find that like moving my hips up and down aids the exercise in any way. So, or I would do it where I push my leg more out. This was a real glute burner. And finally, my results. These are my before and after photos. As you can see, there is like no change. And there's a few reasons that I think this might be, but I will say that there was a slight increase when I measured the largest part of my bum. It increased by 0.2 inches, which is such a small amount that it could literally have been the way that I was holding the tape measure, but I tried to be as accurate as possible. I measured my hips, my bum, my waist, my thighs. Everything stayed the same. Even my abs don't look that much different. And it's annoying because I felt like I actually was working my butt off literally every day. Like I was breaking into a sweat every day. My muscles were burning, they were sore, they were tired. Like I felt like I was really working out my body, and to see like not a lot of difference, a little bit annoying. But I think this is because I started off from a place of already having built that beginner gains. I started from a place where my butt was kind of already lifted and my legs were already kind of toned already, so there wasn't a big enough difference, like a big enough starting point to change from, if you know what I mean. So the exercises for me were more like maintenance. I wanted to like build my muscle and get bigger, but I think it's also because I wasn't eating in a surplus. So I wasn't eating like surplus calories to gain weight. I was in January and I kind of like fell out of it for February. So I personally don't feel like Chloe Ting's workouts are going to work for me anymore, because it's for me, my state at the moment, it's just maintenance. But if you are a beginner, you will see results. If you're looking to lose weight, you will see results as long as you stick to it and do the actual schedule. You will. It's kind of a lot of cardio, balance, toning, whereas what I need to be doing if I want to like gain muscle and gain weight is eating in a surplus and doing more strength and weight training, really specifically focusing on certain muscles. Now that I've finished the Chloe Ting program, I'm going to be focusing on my own home workouts with weights. I've got like a bag full of milk cartons, which I use as a weight because I don't have any weights. Obviously the gyms are closed till the 12th of April. Can't wait. So that was my experience with the Chloe Ting workouts. I think they are great. They're free. I encourage anyone to do them. So many people have seen such good results. I just think that for me now, they're kind of not really getting me to where I want to go anymore, because I'm already in really good shape now, which is great. But now I need to be like really pushing harder on like weight training and stuff if I want to see like actual big changes in my body now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was useful. Please leave a comment below or let me know if you want to see more fitness videos. It is something I've been getting into for the past like 4 or 5 months. So I'd love to share more about it. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.